Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm Emily, and we made this video to help us and you decide how to vote in California's 2021 gubernatorial recall election.
We are aware that New York State recently replaced its governor the old-fashioned way, by using torches and pitchforks and running the scoundrel out of town. We are proud to be Americans and to be Californians, and we are proud that we are using the ballot box to decide the fate of our hapless and unpopular governor.
We are not making a recommendation about whether to vote for or against the removal of Governor Newsom. The evidence is clear that he accepted himself and his friends and family from following the rules about attending large social gatherings, dining indoors at restaurants, wearing masks, and keeping his children home from school that he required the public to follow during the past year and a half.
Whether you think that behavior and the attitude that it goes with it are a good cause for removing him from office is for you to decide.
What we hope to do here is help you decide who, among the 46 candidates appearing on the ballot, should replace him if he is indeed recalled.
We are going to show you a photo of each of the 46 candidates and give you our comments and a ranking for each one of them.
So here goes. Here we have Patrick Kilpatrick, age 71. He lives in LA and he's a Democrat. His party platform is kind of vague. He will heal California, which I kind of like. He's a Hollywood actor, screenwriter, and producer in Los Angeles. I give him a 30 out of 100. Sam L. Gallucci is age 62. He resides in Oxnard, California, and he's a Republican. Sam's background is pastor, missionary, and author. He also worked for Oracle. He was a speaker, businessman, he travels, and faith. His motto is "Bring California Back." I'm not too excited about this candidate, and I give him a 40 out of 100. 29-year-old Leo Zaki hails from Los Angeles and is a Republican. He calls himself a patriot. He's a family poultry dynasty inheritor, very young, with no political experience. He wants a new state. He wants to call it New California. Back off, patriot. Gone too far right. I give him 20 out of 100. 40-year-old Jenny Ray Leroux resides in Redding and is a Republican. She's a self-funder. Her mottos are, fast forward California, live, work, and breathe. Jenny is a pro-business fiscal conservative and modeled her own COVID plan using publicly available data and hosted conversations about the future of public policy. Jenny is a bipartisan worker. She lives in Redding, and I voted her a 90 out of 100.
This is Heather Collins. She's 61 years old from Los Angeles and belongs to the Green Party. She's a wonderful person with great ideas, but probably doesn't have the competitive edge to thrive in the governor's seat. As a cosmetologist, her slogan, "Styling a Better California," wins first place, 65 out of 100. This is Larry Elder. He's 69 years old and lives in Los Angeles. He's a Republican. He's basically just here for the money, 10 out of 100. This is Kevin Falconer. He's 54 years old and lives in San Diego and is a Republican. He's an eager beaver. His father was city manager of Oxnard. He loves the limelight. He was mayor of San Diego. Mostly just a booster, though. 25 out of 100. This is Caitlyn Jenner. She's 71 years old and lives in Malibu. She's a Republican. She can't escape being tainted by the O.J. Simpson scandal, and no one wants to go down that dark and dirty road again. 0 out of 100. This is Jeremy Marciniak. He's 42 years old and lives in Lincoln. No party preference. He's nothing but a slogan slinger. It's time to connect, he says, but he's also a truck driver, which earns points for me. 10 out of 100. This is Dan Kapelovitz, 50 years old from West Hollywood, and a Green Party member. He supports Newsom. What's he doing here? 0 out of 100. This is Kevin Kiley. He's 36 years old from Rockland and a Republican. Hey, his mother is a special education teacher, which I like, and his father is a physician, which I don't. He is currently an assemblyman. His undergrad degree is from Harvard, and he attended Yale Law School. He keeps his private life so closeted that most people assume he is gay, and this secrecy is certain to produce problems of all kinds should he get elected. They say he's worth $19 million. 15 out of 100. Hey, this is Chauncey Slim Killins, 63 years old from Salinas, a Republican. A good, solid guy. Problem is, he knows nothing about fighting with the big guns and would probably get pretty badly messed up if he got elected. But I'd give him 95 out of 100 anyway. This is Holly Beatty, 48 years old from Fairfax and a Democrat. She is a spiritual teacher, yoga practitioner, and a coach. She's got it all. 90 out of 100. This is David Alexander Bramante, 39 years old from Calabasas and a Republican. He wants everyone to know his life story more than anything else, but he favors medical freedom just like I do and an end to all these mandates. 30 out of 100.
61-year-old David Hillberg resides in Fountain Valley and is a Republican. A little bit of info about him. He's an aircraft mechanic and an actor. However, he comes across as uneducated. He's a bad speller. He's no lawyer. He's unknown. He's a long shot. I give him 20 out of 100. Jeff Hewitt hails from Riverside County, is age 68, and a libertarian. He has political experience. He was the Riverside County Supervisor, then Mayor of Calamisa after serving as a city council member. Jeff is kind of old school, Southern California with backbone. He has platforms. Try not to poke him in the gizzard. He seems to be a workhorse, rallying to incentivize state workers. He says he will take full responsibility for his decisions. I give him a 75 out of 100. 20-year-old John R. Drake resides in Ventura and calls himself a progressive Democrat. An LGBTQ member, he is pro-choice. I saw him in a t-shirt that read, "Your governor," meaning Newsom, "is submissive and breedable." Too young, I can't relate. 30 out of 100.
Daniel Watts is 39 years old from Vista, California, and is a Democrat. Basically, he's just a guy who loves his own reflection. 20 out of 100. Robert C. Newman II, 77 years old from Redlands, California, and a Republican. "Read and understand me." That's his quote. Basically, he's just a guy who is full of himself. 20 out of 100. This is Dennis Lucy, 61 years old from Santa Rosa. No party affiliation. Basically, he's nothing but a headshot. 5 out of 100. This is Brandon M. Ross, 49, from La Mesa. He's a Democrat. Thinks his background in medicine and science would make him a good governor. 5 out of 100. This is Anthony Tmino, 45 years old from Irvine and a Republican. This guy pays Google for ads. He sells gear online. He has a sophisticated web presence and uses it to keep details about his life concealed. He has a seriously good 12-point platform. He's an advertising, marketing, and promotional professional, and it shows. He's the grandson of Cuban immigrants. He claims to have experienced adversity, but gives no details. One of his sons has the last name of von der Linden. Must have been adopted by someone else, I guess. But again, no details. A very private person seeking a very public job. Sounds like a train wreck if he wins. 20 out of 100. This is Ted Gaines. He's 63, from El Dorado Hills, a Republican. This guy is a serious public servant who started as a planning commissioner in Roseville in 1997, then became county supervisor and a member of the Board of Equalization, an assemblyman, and is now a state senator of the 1st District. Unfortunately, his wife is also an assemblywoman, and they have 6 children. A public servant with no public conscience. Another Newsom, just wearing a different suit. But he is probably the Republican with the best chance of winning. 15 out of 100. This is Daniel Mercury, 43 years old, from Simi Valley, a Republican. Definitely a militaristic guy, and it shows. But in politics, his record is fighting and losing, and that appears unlikely to change. 20 out of 100.
Joe Simmond, a pro-life, born-again conservative Republican, is age 71 and resides in Orange County. He was born in Kenya. He believes in God, family values, and patriotic love. He ran for governor of California in 2010. He supports expanding gun protections under the Second Amendment and believes in rolling back access to abortions. Since I'm a My Body and My Choice supporter, I have to give him 30 out of 100.
This is Dennis Richter from Los Angeles. Don't know his age. He has no party preference. I guess he works at Walmart. He is a radical progressive and wants a socialist revolution. 5 out of 100. This is Steve Chavez Lodge, 63, from Anaheim, and a Republican. He's a retired police detective and a union man. He has been accused of assault and battery, both as a cop and as a civilian. Seems he had a wife named Tonya, another wife named Carla, 4 children, and is engaged to a reality celebrity named Vicky. Seems like he is running just because he wants to be a celebrity too. 5 out of 100. This is David Moore, 34, from Emeryville, and the Socialist Equality Party. Wow, an out-and-out total socialist. He wants to rally workers of all races, genders, and nationalities to unify against the capitalist system. He's out there. 0 out of 100. This is Major Singh. Don't know how old he is. Don't know where he lives. Don't know what party he belongs to. He's a software engineer and a native of India. He's a middle-of-the-road nice guy, but as you might suspect, a bit unfamiliar with the political landscape. Oddly, no useful information is available about him on the web. So, 0 out of 100. This is Sarah Stevens, 39 years old, from Riverside, and a Republican. She puts it out there. Wife, mother of 5, pastor, community leader, and most motivational speaker. Her slogan is, "Make California gold again." She believes in a lot of stuff, but doesn't seem to understand that lots of other people believe in other stuff. 0 out of 100. This is Armando Perez Sorato, 44 years old, from Fullerton, and a Democrat. He seems to have some racial issues that need to be worked through, and he is pro-Second Amendment and even invented a new gizmo to improve the AR-15 assault rifle. He's got a damned good, extremely well thought out platform, but no real ideas on how to implement it. 15 out of 100.
San Andreas resident Diego Martinez is 45 years old and a Republican. Diego is an immigrant from Uruguay. He was reared in Stockton, seems to be a very hard worker. His platform: life, freedom, police, firefighters, legal immigration, small biz, and transparency. His slogan is, "Give voice to the real California people, not just the elite class." I give him 50 out of 100. John Cox, age 66, resides in San Diego, and is a Republican. He is a businessman who lost to Newsom in 2018. The beast came up from nothing. He is principled and focused. He is tough. Ripping and beastly wordage is all over his website. He said, "We chose Newsom, a pretty face over accomplished." He wants to stop the political dynasty. I give him a 60 out of 100. Kevin Kahl is age 59 and resides in Long Beach, California. He has no party affiliation. His platform and his beliefs is God is our partner. He seems to be very religious. He also seems to be all business. He's a Long Beach real estate developer and a global warming denier. Rich politician, no thanks, 0 out of 100. Democrat Joel Ventisca is 69 years old, resides in San Francisco, and is a Democrat. He worked for the city and county of San Francisco on the aging and airport commissions. He lost bids for city treasurer in 1997, and he lost mayor in 2019. He's an SEIU executive and a committee member. I give him a 40 out of 100. Okay, Kevin Paff is 29 years young and resides in Ventura, California. He calls himself a centrist Democrat. He's a real estate broker and an investor. Also, he is a YouTube influencer, JFK style, according to him. Now, he has a focused platform, and his slogan is "Stop the Bullshit." On vaccines, he says it's your choice. They may not be the solution. No lockdowns. Use better masking, ventilation, and filtration. He has 1.7 million subscribers to his YouTube channel on the housing market, real estate, and stock market. I give him a 79 out of 100. Republican Rhonda Furyn is 56 years old, resides in Anaheim, and has a strong anti-socialism platform. She's harsh on Newsom. She seems to focus on problems rather than solutions. Being a teacher, educator, and fighter, her motto is, "Time we take back the California dream." Her platform is somewhat narrow, so I give her a 60 out of 100. James G Hanink is age 75 and resides in Inglewood. His party is the American Solidarity Party. James promotes Christian values. He seems to be a lost in space academic. He's panicked over the pandemic. I give him 17 out of 100. David Lozano is a 63-year-old Republican from San Marino. A former deputy sheriff, David was an attorney who lost a bid for Congress in 2020. David takes a decent photo. He seems to be a strong self-boaster, but he has no platform or plan. In a way of speaking, he is his own platform and plan. I give the man 25 out of 100 points. Adam Pagan is 33 years old, resides in LA, and is not affiliated with any party. He leads tours of celebrity homes. He is photogenic. He's a course corrector. He comes from nowhere but sees over the horizon, kind of a dark horse prize winner. However, I give him a 30 out of 100. Michael Loeb is age 39 and resides in San Francisco. He allies with the California National Party. He presents as a typical political science educator, kind of an everyday Democratic Californian. Nothing new here. He's into universal basic income and single-payer health care. Meh, 50 out of 100. Nicholas Wildstar is from Fresno and is 39 years old. His party is libertarian. His platform is Bring Back Liberty. He faces jail time. Out! 0 out of 100. Denver Stoner is age 47 and resides in Murphys, California. He affiliates with the Republican Party. I see him as a one-shot guy, pro everything good, but he lets others take the lead. 20 out of 100. Angeline, the Billboard Queen, is now age 70. She resides in LA and has no party affiliation. Angeline is a pop culture icon of self-creation and self-marketing since the early 1980s. Her platform is very narrow. She has one issue, and it's about helping the homeless. 0 out of 100.
Well, making this picture was quite an adventure.
We found the process eye-opening and informative.
After all our effort, we've both decided to vote for our hometown favorite, Jackie McGowan.
We hope you'll be able to settle on a candidate of your choice before the voting deadline.
Good luck.